I'm making a video to show everybody what has happened with Lowe's. Now, I was redoing my kitchen. I bought my stove and the dishwasher, and I've also bought the range hood, all from Lowe's, with a promised delivery date in December for the stove and for the dishwasher. The dishwasher was delivered, there it is, but the stove was not. But I had already torn down my kitchen because I was expecting, to have the stove and everything done. So they couldn't put in the stove because, well, they couldn't put in the stove. They put in the counter. They couldn't cut the counter because the stove has to be there to be cut, which means I had to pay the people again to come a second time to cut this when the stove is here, with a 5-week delay. 5 weeks, people. My old range hood is here. My stove is sitting here like a gypsy town in the middle of the living room. If I cook here, my alarm goes off. I have 2 alarms that will both go off. The extractor does not suck up enough, fumes to keep everything from smelling. My entire house will smell like whatever I cooked. My clothes, everything. I go to bed that night, and whatever I cook that day, that is what I will have. So I have not been cooking, which means I've been eating. Not eating well or eating out, which is another expense. So it's caused havoc. I have everything halfway done. The tiles are not put up yet because I have to pay them, to come for a day, and I don't want to pay them continuous days, of course. So it's really a problem. This is really, really a problem. I already had a problem with the refrigerator. That I bought also from Lowe's. It's a Samsung. And I should have read the reviews. I didn't know that they had hundreds, if not thousands, of complaints from the Samsung refrigerators. And Lowe's knew about it, but because they had a contract, they still sell them. And of course, the salespeople omit that information from when you ask them, right? The same thing with the range top. The stove is not here. When you buy it, it'll be delivered so-and-so day. It will be delivered. Then no show. They call you. The range should call me the very same day. No, they didn't even call me. As a matter of fact, they had those little messages, where you can track the delivery. And I got up at 7 on a Sunday, because they were supposed to be delivered between 8 and 12. And something like at 11 o'clock it showed up that they weren't coming. That it was going to delay till the 24th or something like that. It seemed ridiculous. So I had to cancel the people to come. I had to pay them because I had reserved them on a Sunday. And everything's half done. Everything, my house is like a gypsy town because Lowe's has not kept with their deliveries. And this is a big problem for me. This is a big problem for me. And they're saying, they're very apologetic. Oh, I'm sorry. But you know what? Sorry doesn't cut it. Sorry doesn't cut it. I buy everything from Lowe's, and honestly, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because everything's halfway done. Everything's halfway done. The doors, the tiles. This thing needs to be torn off to put the new extractor bell in, and I asked them not to do it because I was going to have a hole in the ceiling while I waited. This is a problem. It's a huge problem. The kitchen, the stove is a huge problem. The fact that they can't keep their delivery dates is a huge problem. And they're like, after I complained, then they're like, oh, it's a special delivery. Well, you should have told me that when I bought it, because then I wouldn't have started the kitchen. It's very frustrating. I have all the tiles here. Everything's just halfway done. Everything. It's very frustrating. The worst, this, because I can't even cook. It's not fair.